Alright everyone, BitChute is under attack yet again. By the way, my link is in the description to my channel. I'll put that alone. Archived hit piece, actually, on the subject of the UK, talking about how terrible it is and how it's full of extremism. Oh, well, Ofcom's first test against a larger tech firm is against BitChute. What do we do about this site that's so clearly objectionable? A very, very neutral piece, by the way, in the description. Now read that at your leisure. Maybe you can contact them and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Of course, as usual, neither the charity that's whipping Ofcom into a frenzy nor Ofcom is going to contact any of the major users on site. They'll reach Vahi for comment, but then they'll probably spin whatever he says, just like that moron from Sarah Carter's show, actually, with me. Which is why if you respond, just jerk them around, waste their time a little bit. It's really funny. But BitChute's getting attacked under the idea that there's Nazi stuff easily findable on site. Now, let me ask you this. Aren't there really two groups of people that find content of any kind? Not just extreme or objectionable content, anything. Like gaming content. Who looks up gaming? People who like gaming and people who fucking hate gaming that are looking for something problematic. Who looks up feminist videos? Feminists and anti-feminists. Who looks up Nazi content? It's the same goddamn thing. The fact is that seek and ye shall find, but nobody seeks out content just on a random whim. Something has led it to them. BitChute's search system is far too primitive at this point to be bouncing people from mundane political commentary to Adolf Hitler. It's simply not possible. The search is too primitive. It's one of the main problems on site. And keep in mind, the search feature is better than it was a year ago. That's the one major weakness of BitChute is its fucking searchability. Now, I've got to address something separate that I've seen shit posted onto 4chan, which is that a bunch of fickle Nazis that are impatient and don't understand how the UK's particular legal system works are complaining right now because I guess BitChute has taken certain search terms down in order to make that kind of material less searchable. That's a defensive maneuver against Ofcom. You're going to have to fucking deal with it. You could look up the idea of language creoles. It's something that you did years ago on 4chan with certain demographics of people, if you'll remember. And it works. Bots and manual searches are very bad at compensating for language creoles. It's possible to do these things. The content is still there, but they're saying, well, BitChute is sold out. Quick, we need a BitChute exodus. You got to understand. See, the problem is this. The idea that BitChute is overrun by the Fourth Reich or something is clearly wrong. You can stage a BitChute exodus if you want, but that proportion of users on site is small. You gotta understand, most of the people that have gotten big on BitChute, we're not on that end of politics. I'm one of the biggest users. I'm a libertarian. Cullen is quite clearly a libertarian individual. Malnu is not goose-stepping around his house with his kids and stuff. It's a lie. It's a filthy lie. InfoWars. Okay, call Alex Jones kooky if you want. Alex Jones is not a Nazi. The mythology that the site is structured around extreme material, terrorists and extremism is clearly wrong. The proportion's probably no higher than it would be on YouTube, but see, YouTube pays off these groups because it has a huge budget. If the ADL complains about someone, it ain't going to be about YouTube. And if they do complain, YouTube signs another check, takes a couple videos down, and calls it a day. They make a big show about it. Well, don't worry, we removed 1% more of the Nazi content this year. Huzzah for us! Now, there's more than ever on the site. It's just that it's hidden in places that normally you wouldn't check. It's all over YouTube, dude. But you don't see many hit pieces about that anymore. No, instead they keep mysteriously attacking YouTube's competitors. Well, isn't that odd now? Do you think that someone may have signed a check to this charity to get him to bitch to Ofcom? So now what needs to be done is that Ray Vahi needs to move the company out of the UK. I suggested to him that he move it to Thailand. I realize that means that people aren't allowed to character assassinate the Thai government or the crown or what. Who cares? Like, I'm going to sit there and make a video about, the Thai royal family did something I don't like. Dude, my commentary is not even banned on mainline tech. I'm the second, at this point after X22 report, unfortunately, Clankdom is now the second largest presence on BitChute. Find the extremism, dude. Again, dig back through the last, how long have I been on the platform? 3 years or something? Find some fucking extremism among all of my material. 3/4 of it's already on YouTube. So that's a little bit of a mythology. So yeah, Ofcom, it would be nice if people could weigh in. Maybe we should start an email campaign and contact Ofcom. especially those of us who are big on BitChute, be like, look, what do you expect them to do? They've got a flagging and removal system exactly the same as YouTube's. If it gets flagged under UK law, it gets removed. If it's not flagged or if it's not illegal, it doesn't get removed. It's the same system that's used by YouTube. It's just that BitChute doesn't editorialize perfectly legal content. That's the only difference. That's the whole point of alt tech. The whole point of alt tech is to conform to things like 230 and the concept of free expression that is not inciting violence or defamatory in nature. That's the whole fucking point. That's, by the way, the entire internet until about 2015. The European countries weren't really cracking down on material at that point either. We had a much more robust overall capability for individuals to discuss societal issues 5 years ago than we do today. We are going backwards. If we believe in a free society, in a free people, in Western civilization, we're going backwards at a fairly steady clip. We've kind of gone back to the moralism of like the 80s or the early 90s right now. That's basically what it feels like with a tax on public access cable or shock jocks or something. It's a pile of horseshit. By the way, long term, this just forces the alt-tech sites to evolve more and become more resistant to censorship. Honestly, I wish that someone like Elon Musk would invest in a satellite program to create a secondary internet just for sites that host free speech or something like that. Sort of like Sirius for the internet, like back in the 2000s. I think something like that may be, or eventually a second internet might be the only option. They talk about mesh networks and stuff. Yeah, with satellite involvement, semi-centrality, you could probably make that work. You'd need billionaire investors. And the fact is, by the way, that also these big tech sites are getting worried because big-time investors are starting to take alt-tech seriously. They've become viable and large enough at this point that they're considering buying into these sites because they can make money. If there's money to be made, then the rich will attempt to make it. If that starts happening, then the only thing they can do is to try to corrupt alt tech. They won't be able to stop it anymore because those are the people that donate to these various governments. That's about all. Peace out.